All right, doing some planning today. So we have turned over the soil, put up a fence, got some beds together, have the plants now. Hopefully we have a little bit of a map or a diagram of how we want to plant them. We got a lot of the similar type plants that have similar nutrition needs, so we're gonna keep them together. Keep your tomatoes by your tomatoes, your peppers by your peppers, so on and so forth. So planting, we gotta dig the hole. People will give different advice on how deep you should plant your vegetables. In general, a little bit deeper than how they're planted in the planter that you get them. You don't want to plant them so deep that some of their leaves are under soil, but a little bit deeper than they're planted is good. The roots, they'll find the deeper water, they'll grow a little bit deeper, should have a better plant. You don't want to. One of the risks of planting them too deep, though, is you're going to suffocate the plant. They won't be able to get enough, oxygen. So depth a little bit deeper than it is in the plant. So this right here is a pumpkin. A couple tools that'll help. We got, like a shovel trowel and like a digging trowel. Main difference being one's a little bit flatter, so that'll help you dig a little bit deeper. Once you have your hole dug, you're going to want to, get your plant out of the planter. So this right here, is a pumpkin. We're actually not going to put this in the garden. We'll put it, kind of nearby, because these things will climb. These things will definitely, try to get at your other plants. So, once you got this out, sometimes you'll see that the roots are kind of curled up. You got a big tomato plant, it's been sitting there for a while. The roots are growing, trying to find water, and what they'll do is they'll kind of curl into a big ball. You want to, kind of take a little bit of soil around those roots and let them, go out more evenly. Instead of tightly wound spiral, you want it to, kind of fluff out a little bit. So, another tool that'll help with this is you got a little hand rake. What you can do with this is, even if you're in beds and you're not in rows, you can do a little bit of trenching. So trenching will be, you got your plants planted at a certain level, and then next to it, or in between the plants, you'll trench a little bit. You'll have a little bit lower level, especially right off the bat. Before these take root, they're going to be subject to high winds, subject to heavy rains will knock these things over. So if you do get a lot of rain, hopefully the water flows in the trench and your plants stay upright. Spacing again, we talked about a little bit when we were planting the garden. So as far as spacing, tomato plants, I think you can get them 18 inches apart, center to center, 12 inches apart. If you got a small bed or you're planting in a pot, you might be able to do it. You'll find information that says 2 or 3 feet. That's kind of wide. I think you can kind of get it a little bit closer than that. So last bit of advice is to talk to your plants. Tell them about what's going on, in your life, in your social circle, anything you have on your mind. You think it doesn't matter, but there are studies that say, if you talk to your plants, it will make them grow larger, and it's probably good for you too. Talk about what's on your mind, whatever that may be. So, we're losing sun. It's starting to get dark. Let's get to it. Let's plant these plants, and then we'll have a couple final thoughts at the end. 4K just barely did squeeze in those plants before the sun went down. A couple final thoughts. Good thing that there is power in this shed. Watering. So you want to water these plants immediately and often until you start seeing them take root, until they, are starting to grow bigger leaves, more leaves, whatever it may be. Keep watering. There's different types of watering. You can do like the overhead watering where you got a sprinkler coming over and it's just, kind of raining upon. You can go in there with a hose, and then there's drip. You got a hose that just kind of drips a little bit there. Drip is nice, but it's a project. Later in the summer, once get a little bit more time, not so much stuff going on, might do a little bit of drip irrigation. That's a great way to water your vegetables. Any questions, any comments, feel free to drop a comment.